What's good, YouTube? It's Taeman, and today, man, we're going to react to a Akuma versus Shao Kahn death battle. Now, I don't really play Street Fighter like that, so obviously I'm going to be biased to say that Shao Kahn wins this, but only because the Mortal Kombat universe is just so extra when it comes to fighting in general, to be precise. So, I'm going to say that Shao Kahn has the battle-ready prowess over Akuma, even though I don't know anything about Akuma, but we're going to learn that in this video. So, hopefully, y'all enjoy this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Leave your predictions down below. And if you want to, you can follow me on twitch.tv/YDTayman. This is where I stream at. So, if you want to, you can come through there, and I'm doing live reactions and stuff. So, yeah, just go ahead and come through. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get right to this video.
Today, we'll find out which final boss reigns supreme.
Keep typing E's.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I think Shao Kahn already did one of these fights before.
This is the Japanese
They might
kanji
make a
for
move
heaven,
just because of that.
symbolic of the infinite sky above and the one who stands before it.
And the last thing you'll ever see when you meet Akuma.
Trained by Master Gotetsu at an early age, Akuma
Wow,
was practically
same
born
height.
into the ways of fighting. He and his brother Goken were taught the form of Ansatsuken, literally meaning the assassination fist.
You know, everybody says martial arts are all about meditation and being zen and all that other boring shit. Well, Ansatsuken ain't like the other guys. It combines judo, kenpo, and karate into a unique style that's all about murdering your opponent as fast as possible. Hell yeah.
Unfortunately, the brothers' views on their training greatly differed. Goken
Smash
rejected
Ultimate,
the violent
like,
methodology of the
Ryu and Ken, that's
Ansatsuken,
it.
leaving to develop his own, less lethal variant of the form.
Because a style called Assassination
I ain't played a
Fist
Street
clearly
Fighter game
needed
since I
less
was, like,
assassination. Yeah.
10 or
Good
something.
thing Akuma was all about the real deal. He got so hardcore he started training to embrace the biggest martial arts secret out there.
The Satsui no Hado. Ever present, ever malicious, this is a manifestation of literal killing intent. Only Gotetsu had ever mastered this dark power.
So it's like the dark side of the force, but with karate?
No, but sure. With the Satsui no Hado,
That's
Akuma
basically
gained
what it is.
great power at the cost of all compassion. This is the power of monsters.
More like winners! Akuma got so good he challenged his master and killed him Sith style. With his ex-master's beads around his neck, he declared himself the new master of the Satsui no Hado.
Obviously,
Yeah.
this destroyed his relationship with Goken. The two brothers' destinies, let alone ideologies, were irreparably torn apart.
But who cares when Akuma's perfected all the abilities of an overpowered Shoto character and then some? He can rain down Go Hadoukens, teleport with the Ashura Senku, and take you for a whirl with the Tatsumaki Zankyukaku.
Nah, I have
And if Akuma
like,
ever wants
watched
to take things up a
Ryu
notch,
death
he
battle,
can
so I
summon
can
forth
tell,
the
like,
Kongo
the power
Kokoretsu
from between
Zone, a
the two.
geyser of pure energy
And if he
strong
does
enough to
have, like,
sink an
that-
island. With
forgot
all
what the
this
other
power,
one was called that
Akuma
we
is
had.
among the toughest
He had
Street
one
fighters
similar
out
to
there.
that then
Which
now.
says a lot when Hakan could
Shao
loop
Kahn
himself
might
up
get
with enough
dealt with.
oil to, get this, launch E Honda into orbit to headbutt a giant meteor into smithereens. Well, there's only one way to figure out the TNT of that. I
Oh
got
my
the oil whiz, get ready to launch.
Oh, that's okay. I've already done the math. It's over 500 trillion tons.
Oh, can we still do it though?
Fine.
But did you know Akuma's also traded blows with
Bro,
some of the
did this
folks from
Bucky
Final
say
Fight?
lose, bro?
I guess they're Street Fighters too. And the Macho Mayor Mike Hagar can pile drive people so hard, it makes an explosion you can see from space.
Comparing the blast size to Earth's
my
diameter,
goodness,
this
here they go.
explosion must have a yield of over 120 teratons of TNT.
That might seem nuts, but hey, Akuma's done the same kind of
They
thing.
gotta add
No
some
wonder
type
the
of
only guys who
teratons,
can match him are
quintillions
badasses
of
like
TNT
Goken.
somewhere
Akuma
in
would
these
challenge
death battles.
Goken again and again, determined to prove his version of the Ansatsuken was superior. And apparently, he was right, as he defeated Goken with his signature technique, the Shun Goku Satsu.
AKA the Raging Demon.
With this, Akuma gives in to his killing intent, targeting a person's soul and killing their spirit with the weight of their sins, and those whom he deems respects martial arts like him and can improve. In this way, he sort of became an unwanted mentor for Goken's student Ryu.
Hey, he's not a total killjoy. He did befriend Elena. Well, more like Elena befriended him, but whatever.
But should you disrespect the art of fighting, Akuma will not hesitate to murder you as disrespectfully as possible.
Okay, so
Like when he jumped that a-hole in Bison so fast he killed him in one shot, and Bison was quick enough to tag this satellite laser beam.
Following the beam speed at this angle, we can determine it was moving well over 5,000 times the speed of sound.
But even with all that power, Akuma knew he'd never be at his best until he'd mastered the Satsui no Hado and become Akuma Blanco, Shin Akuma.
As Shin Akuma, he possesses full control over the dark art, using it to its fullest extent.
Only Gotetsu had ever mastered the Hado like this, because doing it is not just super difficult, but super dangerous.
Right. The Satsui no Hado isn't just a form of energy. It is a
that was like a
sentient
Street Fighter
entity,
anime.
striving to push those who
I know
connect
there
with it to
probably
fully
is. More
commit
than
to their
likely
range.
there is.
For when they do,
I bet it
they
would be
are
good.
no longer themselves. They become the Satsui no
It was the
Hado
old school
itself.
animation.
Yeah,
to
like
it.
when it tried to take over Ryu and manifest it as its own evil person, Kage. Akuma truly believes the Hado is his best chance at becoming the ultimate world warrior. But he also knows that if he's not careful, he could lose himself to it.
And when he does, the Hado will take his body and become the awesome, demonic Oni.
Oh, he's super powerful. Oni's got all sorts of new moves and can easily overpower pretty much
See, these
any
the
other
forms
Street
that I'm
Fighter.
talking about.
In Japanese folklore, Oni are yokai, or demons, that spawn from the souls of the wicked upon death. However, in some legends, the most evil of humans can actually transform while still alive. Such as Shutendoji, a drunken monk who gave in to malice, became an Oni, and was so powerful he could not die, even after he was decapitated.
Not so different from this big bad blue boy. But hey, Akuma hasn't lost himself to the dark side of the Hado yet. The dude split apart mountains, taking a leisurely trip to the bottom of the ocean, and literally leaped into the land above the clouds. He just jumped and he was there. Forget standing before heaven. This dude straight up flies above it.
Akuma's lust for battle will likely never be sated, but his chosen path has been set. He will
So,
either be the
has
world's
Akuma
deadliest
been
man
defeated?
or its bleakest failure. Until then, he will never stop searching for a foe who can challenge the might of his Satsui no Hado.
We might know a little bit about it, but I still can't power scale into Shao Kahn.
The realm of Outworld is a twisted, barren wasteland where only the strong
At
survive.
the same time,
Definitely
though,
at
Shao
the
Kahn
bottom
do
of my
be
list
getting
of places
dealt
to
with.
go when I retire, and it's all thanks to the tyrannical ruler, Shao Kahn.
Thousands of years ago, Shao Kahn was an advisor to the Dragon King, Onaga.
Until Onaga took a permanent nap when Khan poisoned him and claimed the throne all his own. Now that's what I call
See,
climbing the
Bob.
political ladder.
With an
Devious,
army of demonic Tarkatans and four-armed Shokans at his beck and
devious
call,
ways
Shao Kahn
being
began
honest. Like,
conquering
he don't
and
really
merging
be
other
fighting
realms with Outworld,
hand in
including
hand,
the once
knocking
idyllic
niggas
paradise
out.
of Edenia.
After which he hooked
gotta
up with
be some type
Edenia's
of cheating
queen,
way to win.
Sindel. But his conquest didn't just win him a traitorous milf. The crafty bastard also picked up a ton of awesome powers.
Khan is a deceptive leader who isn't afraid to resort to, quite frankly, dickish methods to achieve his devious goals.
He's basically a wrestling heel in the form of an otherworldly invader, right down to dressing like a male stripper.
And despite living on a completely different plane of existence, he's somehow mastered two Chinese martial arts, Daizu and Liu Wei, both of which prioritize fast and aggressive strikes to overwhelm opponents.
But Khan's real bread and butter is his mastery of magic. He can shoot fireballs, create portals, make you his telekinetic yo-yo, bounce projectiles back to sender, and conjure his signature hammer whenever he wants.
With his Wrath Hammer, Khan can crush
Knocking
even the
his head off
strongest
with that
combatants
hand
With the
round
K.
Mortal
to
Kombat.
pieces with his brutal fatalities. But perhaps his most iconic ability is taking souls.
With just a wave of his hand, he can dine on
I'm
some
just
fine
playing that
soul
game for
food,
real, for
courtesy of whatever sap crossed his path.
Khan went far
Too
with
bad
his
it fell
abilities,
off.
and it wasn't long before his conquering eye caught sight of a little planet called Earthrealm.
But first, his forces had to rack up enough wins in Hit the Music Whiz.
We don't have the licensing rights.
Mortal Kombat! I'ma stop there so we don't get sued.
Outworld almost had the 10 consecutive wins needed to merge with Earth.
But the goody two-shoes monk Liu Kang just had to
Liu
ruin it
Kang
all.
came in
But
clutch.
Khan just said, screw it, and invaded Earth anyway.
The moment Khan set foot on Earth, he stole the souls of nearly every human being on the planet.
Then physically merged Earthrealm and Outworld into one big melting pot of conquest.
The exact meaning of merging realms is a little vague, but from Mortal Kombat 3's intro, we do know that it transforms the planet into part of Outworld itself. But even when he's not literally folding worlds together, Kahn is always a threat to behold, far superior to most of the other combatants.
He's a cocky asshole, but damn, he sure knows how to get stuff done.
He's one-shotted Johnny Cage and Sonya
Ain't a lot
Blade,
of storyline
survived
for
being
MK11.
impaled, broke Kotal
Trash.
Kahn's back, and has consistently
They coulda did
surpassed
better
the
with it.
likes of the Thunder God, Raiden.
Who, being all thundery, is as fast as lightning. Kahn could even hold his own when Raiden held the power of all the Elder Gods.
For context, the Elder Goddess Cetrion can grow as large as a planet and fire this hyper-fast laser, which, comparing its speed to the curvature of the Earth, can smite mortals at 2% the speed of light.
Well, you know you're a big shot when actual gods think you're a pain. Look at him go!
Don't mistake powerful with invincible. Kahn's might
Yeah,
is
he
only
definitely
matched
get
by
dealt
his
with.
arrogance.
Yeah, he really does love to hear himself talk, even when it leaves him totally open. I guess he doesn't consider the consequences of his constant taunting.
Is that your best?
I thought it was funny.
You suck.
Moving on. Even if it can
they
get the
probably
better of him,
keep
Kahn
commentating
has
in the
proven his
background.
arrogance isn't completely unfounded. After ages of conflict, all of the combatants fought in a final clash of good versus evil.
And Kahn emerged as the last man standing.
It was there that he defeated Blaze, an all-powerful elemental who threatened every realm in existence.
Luckily for the good guys, Raiden had a way to basically go back in time and try to stop Kahn from winning in the first place. That's right, Kahn was such a big threat, the only way to beat him was a complete do-over.
And even with that
Man, that
victory now
stopped
a
the time
non-existent
travel
memory,
BS.
Shao Kahn will never relent. Even death has never stopped this conqueror from his ultimate quest to rule everything.
I am Khan of Outworld. Vacate my throne, or I'll soak these sands with your blood.
I used to talk that shit though.
All
You
right,
kinda
the
talking
combatants
smack,
are
he was
set.
on top.
We've run the day.
All right, who y'all got going into this fight now? I love the animation
Dare
already.
interrupt my tournament. Another fool seeking my throne.
I only seek your life.
Khan tried to put them 516 to his chest. Akuma like he was 22 though. Be big as hell. Home run! Home run! Home run!
You will die. Death is beneath me. Stop him!
That's how you can. Into all Duke. The downfall of Shao Kahn is
Is
if
that
he
your
get mad,
best?
he play trash.
Weak, pathetic fool.
See? Oh, he caught that? God. That's right.
Your soul is mine.
Of course, they had to have that line.
Satsui no Hado is mine.
Switching far and shit. Shao Kahn don't got nothing like that. He does though. He holding his ground though. God. Deal with. Dirty.
Feel the wrath
of Shao Kahn.
Are you still alive? Golly. Now this is an amazing scripted fight now.
KO!
That man
Now
has
that's
a hole
what
in
I
his
call
heart.
a fatality!
With the power of the Satsui no Hado, Akuma was a unique challenge for Shao Kahn.
Yeah, like how he resisted
how did he
Nakali
die?
suggests Kahn couldn't have just yanked his soul away so easy.
And Akuma's level of power was nothing to scoff at either.
Akuma's biggest hits were way stronger than you'd think, blasting apart meteors and making explosions seen from space. But Kahn survived blasts from beings even more powerful than that, like the Elder Gods, who can grow to the size of planets. And remember Blaze?
Yeah.
He could destroy all the realms, and even did in one of his endings.
And while Blaze's story ending isn't canon to the Mortal Kombat universe in and of itself, it is still an example
Yeah,
of
something
what
to
could
take into
happen in
that.
canon.
And Kahn whooped that red-hot ass.
While we do not have an exact time frame for Blaze's destruction of the realms, destroying Earthrealm alone would require at least overcoming Earth's gravitational binding energy, or about 47.8 zetatons
Oh,
of
Lord,
TNT.
Over 300
Zetatons,
million times the
zetatons
power
of
of the
the
Teraton
planet Earth.
explosion from
Like, come on
Akuma's
now.
lineup.
And keep in mind, when Kahn merges realms, he is literally morphing an entire planet into Outworld itself. This means it makes sense he could defeat Blaze, because he already commands a similar level of power.
But I know what you're thinking. What about the Raging Demon, Akuma's awesome finishing move? Shao Kahn has racked up more than enough sin in his time for it to totally murder his soul.
There was always a possibility that Akuma would get a lucky hit in with the Shungoku Satsu. However, given Kahn can keep up with the likes of Elder Gods and their space lasers, he could certainly keep pace with Akuma.
And sure,
Take that
Khan's an
into
arrogant son of a
consideration,
bitch, but he knows when to get serious. If his arrogance was that big of an issue, he wouldn't have conquered so many realms.
Both
Yeah.
Akuma and Kahn were among the best of the best in their respective
Hey,
worlds,
Shao
but
Kahn
this
won.
match ultimately came down to who would land their killing blow first. Shao Kahn's overwhelming power, mystical abilities, and treacherous strategies were enough to claim this victory.
Outworld's Emperor was the only one who could surpass Akuma.
The winner is Shao Kahn.
W fight. Amazing fight.